Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with some coloring pages that I've completed during the months of January and February 2023. It isn't super much, and that's why I have decided to bundle all of the pages in one video and releasing it in March. So I'm going to dive straight in, and sorry for the bump. This one is a big book. I can't get it all on camera, the length I mean, but it's the image that counts. I'm going to make sure that I can show it quite well, and I've worked on this one. Now if I'm holding it up like this, you will see a lot of glitter here on the pink parts, and that's Mod Podge. So I wanted to play around with that medium. I'm going to try and move my book a bit like this. Sorry, it feels so amateur, but I can't do it any better. So I did this in January, and I had quite some fun with this one. It's just plain, but yeah, a lot of shimmer going on, and that's always nice. I hope you can see it. And then I've used some paint with an effect on her wings. If you look like this, it's just plain white, but if you're moving your page, it becomes bluish. So that was the first one to show. The second one is in another Disney book, the Portraits one. It's a very small book, but it's nice to do a little project in. And I've chosen to do I forgot her name. I've watched the movie, the first one, but I've totally forgotten her name. So the background is a kind of metallic paint, just plain metallic with some stains here and there. You can see it if I zoom in. It's a bit stainy, but I like it. And I didn't want to do anything with those flowers in the back. So I've just stayed with this background, and then I've added some glitter details on her clothing and in her hair. And I think she turned out quite well. So it was a nice little project to work on. I've done quite a bit of Disney pictures, I must say, because the next one is another one in the Grand Classique Art Deco, the first volume, and I also had a lot of fun with this one. Now I must say I have some terrible stains at the back, and that's because I've used inks as a background for this one. And on top, I'm going to lift my book. You will see imprints, I shall call them, and that's also Mod Podge to give it a special effect. You can take quite a good look if I hold it like this, all the shimmer. And the thing I did on this page was just using my brush, which was holding Mod Podge. I've just put it down on the paper, and then I went with the back of my pencil through the Mod Podge, and that's how it has dried up. So for the people who don't know Mod Podge, I'm going to show. I have the Extreme Glitter one. It's a big bottle. You can see it's almost as big as my hand. Not quite, but it's fairly big. So, and on the inside it's a white liquid, so there's a lot in it. and you can't see the glitter like this, or hardly, but once on the paper it's really lovely. So, and I've decided to do Jafar just in flashy paint and with a shimmery coat. That's Stickles on the black coat. I hope you can see it. I wasn't fancying doing his normal colors, and that's why I went with a golden, is it called a tunic? I think it suits him well. All the gold and all the shimmer and glitter, it's just up his alley, I think. So I'm really happy with how this one turned out. And I didn't want to do a lot with the imprints, like, yeah, you have some different imprints in the Art Deco books. Not for me. I don't want to invest my time in those, just like the background here. No, I'm leaving it like it is. The fourth one, another Disney one. This one is volume 2 from the Grand Classique. And here I've covered the background as well with some acrylic paint. I just played around a little bit and I decided to do Mulan, if I'm not mistaken. That's how her name is. And if I hold my book like this, you can see another example of the Mod Podge again on the pink ribbon on her clothing. You can see my glitter paint on the leaves. So, yes. Also quite happy with how this one turned out. Her dress is red acrylic paint as well, or maybe it could be gouache. It's also a possibility. But she also had some imprints on her dress. No imprints. So, another one finished in this book. So that was super nice. Then I did 2 in the jewelry box by Hannah Carlson, and I'm going to start with the most ugly one. It was the second one I did in this book that month, and oh boy, it's this one, and I don't like it one bit. But I started it and I thought, yo, okay, I'm going to finish it. I've used Winsor & Newton gold ink for the cage, and it gives it a bit of a vintage look. But I don't like how I chose the bird colors, and no. Really no fan of this one. No. But it's done. And the second one, although it was my first one in February, I think, was this one. And I'm in love with this one. It's pure, it's simple. I love how my flowers turned out. I love that she has some glossy accents on her nails. She has some stickles on her blouse, some gold detail as well, and then the background are inks. I don't know how I did the dots. It wasn't by spraying, I did something else, but I can't remember what I did. And I'm going to check the back, and that's totally fine, so no bleed through here. And in the Art Deco book I had bleed through, but not on this page. But it's a Dutch version of the Hannah Carlson books, and this paper is just amazing. So yeah, really fond of this one. Super happy with it. Then I've jumped into a Karolina Kubikowska book. I was looking for a page and I discovered that I did a background for a page already. So I thought, oh, okay, I will color it in. The background was already done, so that was super handy. I did the same trick with the Mod Podge again on the bottom here, above the ink part, and here on the top as well, so you can be quite creative. And now that I'm flipping my page, you can admire her glossy accents on her lips, the dots on her eyelids, the color of the mods turning gold. The smoke here is also Mod Podge. And I've used a lot of metallic paints, as you can see. Except for her skin and hair, that's just pencil. But yeah, it was also a nice picture to work on. So I'm quite happy with the result as well. Okay, then we're jumping into the Tales from the Forest Kingdom, but the Dutch version with the adorable paper. I did start, when I reviewed this book, I had started the background for this one, and now she's completely finished. So the lady with the bunnies, also very happy with how this one turned out. I've used some stickles, some paints with a color effect, like this part is brownish, but if I flip my book, it becomes green. Same with her color. Her freckles are stickled. I'm going to turn my page so that I can show it a bit better. So I'm very happy with how it turned out, and I decided to leave my bunnies quite plain, not doing fur, since they were quite small. So I thought it would be more nice to leave them like this. And of course, if I flip my background, you can see my metallic paint color. So that's very nice, a super nice book to work in, and this paper is just stunning. I do have stains here, but that's because it didn't come through the page, but I smudged a bit. So that was this one. And then the last one I have to show you is one from this book. It's a book that I have bought at my favorite discounter some years back, because now the paper quality isn't good anymore in these books, but back then it was. And I decided to do a simple one. There was some text here on the top and this border, but I didn't want that to remain. And so I did some acrylic background with some metallic acrylic on top for a nice effect. And then Jeremy, I think he's called Jeremy, is done with markers and pencils, except for his hat, that's pure pencil. Only the red ribbon is and the black here is alcohol marker, but his hat is just pencil. And then the umbrella is Mod Podge again. So you can really have some nice glitter effects. And he's super pure and simple, but it was a nice little project and an extra picture colored in, so it was nice. So that was it for the past 2 months. I hope I can show you some more in the future, but for now I'm still taking my time with coloring, not forcing anything, but yeah, I'm sure it will return. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. I hope you all have a lovely day. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I will hope to see you soon on a next video. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.